Yo, what's up? Fuck it. We ball. Hi, my name is Cam. I can use any and all pronouns. And this is Streaming Rainbow. You have come on a very particularly witchy night. We are going to play a game that has no dice, a game that has no masters, and it is run by the three of us motherfuckers. This game is called Wickedness by M Veselak. It is published by Possum Creek Games. It's super wicked, super witchy, very trans, very lovely, and I think we're going to have a great time. So buckle in, strap up. What we're going to do, we're going to play a little game. This game is run exclusively by our imaginations. This little book right here and a deck of tarot cards. Right now, I am using the Mystical Dream Tarot by Janet Pidolato. Isn't that amazing? So some of the tarot cards you might not know. So some of the arcana might be a little wild. I'll do my best to explain kind of how they translate just to the general tarot crowd out there. But without further ado, I think we're just gonna jump in. What do y'all think?
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Nobody's in charge anymore. We're all sisters. We all come from a kingdom of Armage, and I'll just start by introducing myself. Like I said, my name is Cam. I will be playing Wayla. Wayla uses she, her pronouns. Wayla is very slight, very tender, very frail. Her skin is pale, and her clothes are very simple, but like white linen fabrics, very breathable. Usually the hems of all of her skirts and all of her dresses are lined with a little bit of dirt, a little bit of mud. Her hands are perpetually stained and smell of loam and soil because she is by trade a gardener. Her magic comes from the ground. It comes from working in her garden. And her hair, jet black, her eyes a bright green. And all across her body, there are bruises that look like handprints. Yes, she is the youngest sister of three, and I think that is very much reflected in the way she comes across when she interacts with others. Very optimistic, but very naive as well. Something I want to throw upon us as players. It's not only are we going to describe our characters, but we're also going to describe an aspect of the world that we live in. Like I said, the name of our kingdom is Armage. We live in a sanctuary. It is down a winding path through a large wooded forest that just sits outside of the kingdom. The trees change with the seasons, but there is something always a little bit sickly about them, which is in stark contrast to the lushness and the greenery that sits just outside of our sanctuary, because the garden is always in bloom. There is always something growing, always something seasonal, even in the dead of winter. It is almost like magic. And I think right now we are in the fall. Who wants to introduce themselves next?
You go ahead, Sera. We can go in like age order. Or reverse age order, I guess.
Absolutely. I am playing Marsh, the middle child. Yes. Marsh is the opposite of slight. Marsh takes up a lot of space no matter where she is. It seems like she takes up more space than she should. And she tries her best to own that and moves like a big cat, graceful and on the prowl. She has at her side always a gigantic Labrys axe that she is ready to wield in any necessary circumstance, but fortunately, those circumstances are few and far between here in our little sanctuary. The sanctuary, which is inhabited by ourselves, by a small amount of people who we are helping, and by Old Cat, a very old, very grumpy, very fat cat that happens to call our sanctuary home and allows us to live in it.
Whose name is Old Cat, to be
His
clear.
name is Old Cat. It's very literal name, and it's, appropriate.
Yeah.
So
Is
that's
that-
what I've got.
Okay. Hi, everyone. My name is Julia. I use any pronouns. And tonight I will be playing Calder, who uses she, they pronouns. Calder is the eldest sister and just kind of looks really tired all the time. She's got bags under her eyes. Her hair is short and dark, just like Wayla's. It just comes down her chin, and then she's just got some straight bangs. But there's probably, if you look closely, a little, some strands of gray in there throughout, just from stress. She does a lot to keep everything together, keep the house clean, keep this family in check. Wears very simple clothing as well, just one of those like kind of cream colored fantasy button downs with like some high-waisted brown shorts and like a little forest green like mini cloak capelet type thing. And okay, let's see. It's autumn, you said. I think I probably should have thought about this a bit. I think when we start, it is raining today.
Ooh, I like it. And where best to start than not the beginning, but in the middle of the game. So just a little overview how Wickedness works is it's split into 3 chapters. We got the truths, troubles, and trials. Primarily, truths are setting up where we are and who we are. We have already done that. We come to you fully realized, fully in media res, and we're going to start with chapter 2. The troubles. How the game works, very simple. We have a tarot card deck right here.
Wow.
We draw a card. This is a challenge that we face. The challenges are listed in the back of your Wickedness book if you have the omnibus edition. And the challenges are determined by the cards that we draw. We don't know these. These will be new to us. We will be creating the world, the challenges as we go. And at some point, we will run out of cards and go into chapter 3, trials. And we'll explain that in a little bit. It's going to get creepy. It's going to get dark, or it might not. Let's see.
Yeah,
Let's
probably
start.
not.
Hey, probably not. Okay, let's remove our seal from the deck. And we're going to start off. Ooh, it's upside down. The Three of Pentacles is our first card. Now, players, if you're not already at the back of the book, some of these will require us to read them. So this is in the coins part of the book. My deck uses pentacles instead of coins. And this is the Three of Coins. And the sun will read, how kismet. So Wayla is the sun. So I have drawn the sun and the fool. So I will read this first challenge for us, starting us off. The coven's finances have been out of balance for some time, and we must finally decide what to sacrifice. Everyone who has a wisdom card must discard one due to worry. Perhaps we've been too generous or too self indulgent, or we've spent too much attention on our personal projects and not enough on productive labor. Every coven mate must admit one way in which they are responsible for our shortfall. And then we can ask ourselves, how do we pay off our debts? Coins are a little different than the normal challenges. Usually, if we draw swords or wands, we will get three options. We will either fall prey to a folly, and we will then receive a wisdom card, which we'll get to when we do it. We can solve the problem with wisdom, or we can solve it with true magic. But coins are pretty straightforward. All we have to do to solve this problem is admit one way in which we are responsible for our shortfall, and then we ask ourselves, how do we pay off our debts? So I will start. I think I am responsible for this, or at least one of my shortfalls that has led to the inevitability of running out of money, I guess out of balance, we should say,
Yeah.
is that I think I I invest in a lot of expensive resources to tend to the garden. Resources that increase like the the potence of the magic that comes from there, but do not yield a net gain. I think definitely I have like a little sack of gold coins that I will plant under like each different patch of like herbs or vegetables that I'm like literally just gold that I am burying in this garden,
Oh,
burying
girl.
money. And I think that is my shortfall. I'm just young and I'm naive, and I think that nature is more important than our money.
Cool. um, I think for Calder, um, I am not a very trusting person, and I have reasons for it. The people in the surrounding city have not treated our family very kindly in the past, and perhaps lately I've been more paranoid than usual and just literally not taking as many customers as normal. I think I've just been turning people away, or I see people approaching the house and I just act like no one is home. I think for whatever reason, I've been more anxious lately and I just haven't been doing my job.
Well, as for Marsh, well, Marsh is not the most restrained with impulse control. And the shopkeepers in town know that. They've come to know that. And so, well, whenever Marsh is going through town, there'll be a deal or a sale or a conveniently imported specialty item just in the right time for her to pick it up. And of course she has to go for them. It's not spending, it's saving. It's because you're paying less for the items.
Yeah, and we're already gonna get the item.
Right.
Also, totally lied. We still have to solve this problem. The problem is how do we pay off our debts, and we can do that with magic, with wisdom, or to fall prey to a folly.
Okay.
Yeah, coins are not different. There are actually just like specific prompts that will be like, "Hey, you solve it by doing this." I
Yeah.
thought it was a whole category. It's not. It's individual challenges that might.
Cool.
If they doesn't say we solve it by doing something, we have to do one of the three. And if we all decide to fall prey to folly, we will fail this challenge. I think this has nothing to do with me. I think Wayla is very oblivious to the fact that oblivious or hopeful that it doesn't matter, that money doesn't matter. So I'm not going to try to solve the problem. I think I'm just going to fall prey, and I think I'm going to uh I think I'm just going to ignore the wisdom of Calder. I think Calder is probably the most high strung about this,
Yes,
and
definitely.
very much has like given me options on how to like supplement these like gold coins that I bury in the garden, or like
I,
tells me
I,
like
and
magic.
I know this garden means a lot to you. I'm just saying, does it need to be all of it? Can we meet me halfway here? I don't want to take away something that you find fun.
It is it Calder. It's I find trouble in the words that you're saying. Yes, I do find enjoyment in the garden, but it's more than that. It ties me to these grounds. You find your power in some ways, dear sister, but to me it's important to do things right.
Wayla, you won't have it at all if we can't keep the house.
Calder, let the girl have fun.
Oh my god, I am. I just want a compromise.
I'll take this into consideration. Thank you for your concern.
Thank you for the consideration, Wayla. Okay.
And I am going to then take a wisdom card. So how that works is I draw a card off the top of the deck. I drew, let's hold it up to the camera so I can see it. This is the Spirit of Pentacles. Ooh. And that is now mine. And I can use that to solve problems with wisdom.
Cool. So if we don't have any cards, can we not do the wisdom?
So in order to solve the challenge with wisdom, you must spend wisdom cards with a combined total of triple the amount of the challenge card. And right now, the challenge is 3 of pentacles. So we would need 9 wisdom to solve that.
All right, well, I can't do that. So let me look at my list of follies here. Or I could magic.
You could also cross off a power or blacken a power and solve it with magic.
It feels early for that. I don't know. Marsh, do you want to go while I think?
Yeah, Marsh is going to try to be helpful and do more harm than good by going and getting a loan from a loan shark, which seems to solve the problem for a little bit, but then the problem is worse after that. So yeah, so she's falling prey to a folly.
Okay. Okay, so you will also get a card, a wisdom
Mhm.
card. You got the 4 of swords. And I'll place these right here so we can keep track.
4 swords. Got it.
And I'm gonna use some magic then.
Calder does not want to fail.
Yeah, I kind of don't want us to go fucking bankrupt this early in the game. Yeah, so Calder's magic is travel magic, and I think the way I'm going to use that for this is one of the things I have is I have a brass pendulum around my neck that I use for predictions and visions and the sort. And I think the way it works is when I hold the chain taut, it swings, and depending on where it points, that's how I can determine certain things. And I think I rely on that more than I normally would in order to determine what is a good day to welcome people, just so I can have a little bit more reassurance for my paranoia, and we can start letting some more people in.
Okay, great. How does this pay off our debts? And we can come up with that together if we want. So you've used your true travel magic
Yes.
to know when to open up and attract some people there.
Yeah.
Do you have an
Yeah.
idea of how it pays off our debts?
I'd love to hear what other people have to say on that.
Okay. I think that these people, they come not in a time of need, but in a time of exploration. And these people come with opulence. And I think even some of them are friends of the monarch of Armage, of Oberon. I think some of them. I think Oberon has like noticed that we aren't like getting as much income that we have, and because of your magic, has been influenced to tell like people of his court, people that like have like come to visit and stay at the castle, of our like quaintness and our curiosities.
Cool.
And I think I am even. I think Wayla specifically is able to like sell herbs and give predictions.
Nice. Yeah, I like that. And I have to cross something out now, right? Because I use magic.
You do. You do have to cross out a power.
Okay. All right, let's do this one. So, Calder is no longer going to be harmless. I think I let my fear get the best of me, and that's what got us into this place to begin with. That's not going to happen again.
Okay. Amazing. Y'all ready for the next challenge?
Yeah.
Super ready.
Next challenge. Also upside down. 3 of swords. The moon reads, it's on page 82.
That is me?
Yes.
Okay. Give me 1 second. It's 3 of swords?
The 3 of swords, correct.
Okay. Oh, God, I already know where this is going to go. One of the sanctuary's friends is actually no friend to us at all. They've badly used us and betrayed the coven. The holder of the sun will tell us who our false friend is, and the holder of the star will say how and why they've harmed us. Unless we solve this challenge with wisdom, we must strike this friend from the sanctuary page. How do we put a stop to this plot?
Oh my goodness.
Fuck.
I have a great friend. My friend's name is Jan.
Oh,
Jan
okay.
is not a corporeal human.
Mhm.
Jan may have been in another life, but around dusk and around twilight, Jan will come in a carriage and visit my garden. Jan will tell me of things to plant. Jan will give me gardening tips. And sometimes Jan will give me gold coins to bury in the garden. On a particular twilight, in the midst of this fall, Jan comes not in their carriage. Jan comes on foot and gives me not a gold coin, but a coin of dark black material, almost like coal. Now, they are a very good friend of mine, and they have never led me astray,
Uh-huh.
but when I bury this coin, a flower grows. This flower is beautiful. It grows tall and it twinkles like twilight.
Hmm.
It blooms in the darkest of nights, and in a fortnight, I see this flower under a full moon. I pluck it, and like I am wont to do, I think I take it and I put it in my hair, and I do something that I do very rarely. I go to town by myself.
Oh shit.
I have a little side gig.
Uh,
Uh, uh, I think, unbeknownst to my sisters, at least from Wayla's perspective, I will travel into town and I will perform phantasmagoria for some of the folks during the evening time. So much so that it has actually become this uh, urban legend or like like a very invested oddity of the town. Some people will travel miles and miles to maybe get a glimpse of this psychic, this medium that will come and tell people's fortunes. And when I come back the next day, not the next day, but I think in another fortnight's time,
oh my god.
Oh.
it gets word to us that there is a terrible sickness that has spread throughout the town of Armage.
Oh, I thought you were gone for that amount of time.
No. I get back and we
Okay.
get word
Okay.
about 2 weeks later that there is some sort of sickness that is leaving a strange, like silky white mucus that is pouring out of people's ears, very similar to the color of the flower.
Okay. So the star describes why this friend has done this to us. This is not where I thought this was going to go, by the way. I thought I knew which thread you were going to pull.
Why? Why? I think that this was done not out of any malice towards us, but just we're a pawn in a larger scheme that has nothing to do with us, and we're a tool being used to carry out the agenda of the great crime lord in the city.
You cut out a little bit there for me.
Oh, well, yeah. Where did I cut out?
You're back now.
You're back.
I'm back. Okay.
I just missed the last part of the explanation.
I did as well.
Oh, just the at the end, it was just turns out to be the actions of a crime lord in the city.
Oh, shit.
Carrying out their agenda through us.
Damn. Okay. Well, it says, unless we solve this challenge with wisdom, we must strike this friend from the sanctuary page. So, how do we all attempt to fix this shit?
Very true. Very true. I think I solve it with true magic.
Oh.
This is my domain. This is Jan. Jan is a ghost. Jan is a spirit.
Okay.
And I don't think this sickness is able to be cured by any of the herbs in my garden because it is tied to my garden. I think with my magic, I summon Jan, and I am very upset. More upset than I have ever been with any human being. But the spirits are different. The ghosts are different. I understand them, and I have dominion over them. And Jan has betrayed me, which is a very dangerous thing to do to a witch. Using my magic, I bind Jan to the coin. I dig it up from the garden. I pull out the roots of this plant that I have only plucked the flower from, and I burn it. In the fire, I throw the coin, and it glows white hot until it starts to twinkle like the leaves, like the petals of this flower. And I speak words that I have only heard my sister speak when she has clawed her way out of the underworld. And John is sucked into the coin, and the fire is extinguished, and I bury it back into my garden.
Cool.
I am going to blacken sprightly. On the surface, I am sprightly, which is already crossed out because we're starting in the middle of our game. But I will blacken it, and I will replace it with I will replace it with on the surface, I think some of the white mucus starts to fall out of my ears.
Fuck.
And I will replace sprightly with sickly.
Oh no! Okay. Well, I'm going to fall prey to a folly. And that folly is chide the foolishness of one of your coven mates, Wayla. You had to have known something like this was going to happen. You can't just trust every wandering spirit you see. And what on earth were you doing going out alone at night like that to begin with? You know how dangerous that is.
Sister, the problem is solved.
At what cost? Look at you.
I am alive. I have my garden. We have our magics. And this will cure many of those afflicted with this disease. This was my fault. It was my responsibility. Calder, it's what our parents would have done.
Go to bed.
Yes, sister. So, you've fallen prey to a folly. You get a wisdom card. You get the 2 of swords. Congratulations.
Thanks.
You're wise. Much wiser now.
All it took was
There you go.
straining our relationship.
Go. Yay. Marsh, what you gonna do?
We're just going to underestimate the problem. So all this time while Calder is scolding Wayla, Marsh is just sort of off on the sidelines going, it's really not that bad. It's just, it's not like anyone's dying. If someone were dying, then that would be a different thing. But no one is dying, Calder.
Yet, we don't know what this is.
Well, we do know some things about it, and one of those things is that no one is dying. So we can be thankful for that.
And you get a wisdom card. Oh, you get a Lady of Pentacles.
How many pentacles is in a lady?
Let me consult my big book of tarot.
I imagine one.
I'd imagine one.
Singular lady?
There's a singular lady. You get a coin. And we get another challenge. Moving right along. 4 of wands. Oh, we've really gone through all of them. Okay, so something that I have been neglecting to do, once we solve a problem, once we solve a challenge, they are removed from the game. So those cards are removed from the pile. Okay. Wands, swords, wands. This is a 4. The star reads on page 88.
88. Which was it?
It is 4 of wands.
4 of wands. My page 88 says swords. Why am I having?
Me.
Let's Let's see. 4 of Wands. For me, that's page 94. Interesting.
Well, that is because it is page 94 on the PDF.
Haha.
Haha!
All right. Cool. Whenever I attempt to eat anything lately, I am violently assaulted by my underworld menace, which vanishes directly after spoiling the meal. Worsen the underworld's claim over me, and I'll discard a wisdom card. I'm getting weaker with every missed meal, and the menace is getting stronger. How can we keep me from starving?
Oh no. Okay. So the underworld is going to take a claim on you. That sucks.
Yeah. And I'll discard a wisdom card. I'll discard my lady.
Your poor lady. She's gone. Okay, so how is the underworld going to worsen its claim on you? Oof. So you're going to go from a 0 to a 1. You have one claim. The Wild Spirit. You get to draw a skull next to one of the sanctuary's friends who has drawn the ire of the underworld. We have left, because the dangerous spirit Jan has been crossed out. We have good old Tristan, the grateful thief, and a very old cat named Old Cat.
Oh, goodness. Poor Tristan. I feel so bad.
So what's happening to him?
So Tristan has drawn the ire of the underworld. How has Tristan drawn the ire of the underworld?
I think Tristan drew the ire of the underworld just by being who he is, being like the person who stands to be an actual good ruler if he were to claim the throne. And the underworld doesn't want that to happen. They want corruption.
Should we establish for the audience who Tristan is?
Yeah,
Nope.
let's talk about Tristan.
No?
We can talk about Tristan. I'm just messing with you.
Okay. So Tristan, a few years ago, was a thief who broke into our home and attempted to take some things, but I caught him while Marsh and Wayla were asleep, and I was uncharacteristically merciful, and not because he's handsome.
No.
Oh.
And decided that in exchange for his life, he could be our errand boy. He will occasionally accompany me into town as a sort of bodyguard. Over the years, we've kind of become friends, but that is all that we are. And I don't know this. I don't think any of us know this, but apparently he's secretly the prince, and he kind of sucks a little bit, but it's fine because we don't know that.
I'm gonna fall prey to a folly. I'm going to be thwarted by my inexperience.
Yeah.
Marsh is having trouble eating because there is some menace. Now, our underworld is a mirror underworld. Every time Marsh eats, there is a shadow that is cast upon the meal, and Marsh's underworld doppelganger curses it. Thinking that my garden is magic, it is probably impervious to these machinations. I'm going to pick you greens from the garden and make you a nice herbal tea that I think if you are able to drink will ward off this doppelganger. But what ends up happening is because your doppelganger touches my magic, I am then stricken by the same curse.
Oh my
and
god.
my doppelganger casts its shadow over the tea, and I fall sick to the same thing that is happening to you. And I am going to get the Lord of Wands.
Uh-huh. How many wands in a lord?
The Lord's got one wand. But it's an elephant coming out of a snake, so that's fun.
Hey. God, I turned my back on you two for like 2 minutes. God. Doesn't it say something, Marsh, about like one of your underworld menaces getting worse?
Yeah.
Marsh is assaulted by the underworld menace, which is what I described as the doppelganger, which appears as a shadow.
Cool. Okay. So what was the number value of this card? I want to see if I can wisdom this.
This is the 4 of Wands, so you will need 12 wisdom cards to solve this problem.
Not. Okay. I don't want to use all my magic, but also I don't want y'all to fucking die. Okay. Jesus Christ. Okay. Does anyone have... Oh, that's a bad idea. Okay. I'm trying to think how I can make travel magic fit into this and make this work. But I think especially seeing both of you fall under this, that really scares me. I think I'm gonna go to the underworld.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't been in years, but especially after losing our parents, I can't lose either of you. So I think I need to go fuck up some doppelgangers.
Fuck yeah.
Oh, and I know how to. My power is used to pass unseen, so I'm able to. I think I'm able to go down there, have some sort of disguise or invisibility, and just strike this curse from the source.
Okay. And if I may add something, I think this ties in very well to why Tristan has drawn the ire of the underworld.
Okay.
And I think he has a bruise on him that is in the shape of your hand.
Fuck. Yeah. Yeah. Shit. All right. So I am going to... I'm going to blacken harmless. That's going to get worse. And we are going to replace that with... what are we going to replace that with? We're going to replace that with vengeful.
Oh, fuck yes.
Ooh.
And I think, I think when this happened, I like went to Tristan to be like, oh my God, I need your help. You'll never believe. Or not even I need your help, because this was after. I was like, oh my God, you're never going to believe what happened. And then I see my hand here. And I just don't know what to do with that. Because he's Tristan. He would never do anything to us. He's... Yeah.
You got a crush on him.
No, I don't. Shut up.
Dude. You like Tristan a lot.
No, he's for the last time. He is just a friend. He is a business partner, if anything. He is.
Sister, he does come around the grounds quite often, I must say.
To he only comes here when I need to go to town and I don't feel safe walking on my own, so he walks with me, and I don't need to explain myself to you.
There is nothing wrong with having someone who you feel keeps you safe. I, for one, am very happy for his presence.
Well, I'm glad. So
Okay, Marsh, what are you gonna do?
Yeah, my turn's in that. All right. So I'm going to. Marsh gets pretty upset when Calder goes down into the underworld. This is something that they've done before. And every time it's been, will they come back? And so Marsh just lets that get to her. Lets it make her angry, and she attacks her own shadow, her own doppelganger shadow, with time magic, trying to age it. But it turns out shadows can age a lot longer than she expected. So when she starts the spell, she doesn't know how to end it.
Oh.
And no one knows what's happened until I think Wayla comes in to the sitting room and sees Marsh on the floor, curled up, unconscious. And so that's my folly in this case, is act impulsively and get badly hurt. Draw 2 cards, but be physically absent next challenge.
Oh
No!
Oh shit!
The first card you get is the 9 of Pentacles. This
Oh,
is
that's a
paying
lot
off.
though.
9 of Pentacles.
The second card you get is the 7 of Cups.
Yo.
Nice.
Okay, you've collected a total of 16.
That'll be helpful. Not this next time, but it'll be helpful.
I have something that a little outside the mechanics of this that I would love for Marsh to answer. We decided that in order to enter the underworld, you have to give up a memory.
Mm-hmm.
What'd I give up, girl?
I think you gave up a memory of Wayla's childhood.
Yeah. Just a small one. Not like...
Right.
Yeah, nothing like developmental.
So sad.
Just like an imaginary friend you had when you were a kid or something small like that. It's not relevant anymore.
Right.
You forgot about Jishy. Jishy? You remember Jishy?
What?
Well, that leads us to the next challenge. The 8 of Cups. 4 of Wands has been solved with magic. It is gone from the game. 8 of Cups. Cup starts on page 105 in the PDF. 8 of Cups is at the top of page 108, the Fool reads. That is Wayla.
That's you.
I've just received a letter from the home I had before the coven. Something is amiss there. The wild spirit will say what? And I have to go back and see it righted. I'll tell you my plan, and the old soul will say why they disapprove. Then, if either of you have a wisdom card you can offer me, you may hand it over and tell me what vital aid you're lending me for my journey. If neither of you lend me aid, I'll strike a source for the magic I inexpertly waste, and we fail to solve this challenge.
Oh, and Marsh isn't there for that.
No.
Marsh isn't there to solve the problem.
Okay.
So either one of you can give me a wisdom card,
Uh-huh.
but Marsh is not allowed to solve this with a folly, with wisdom, or with magic.
Okay.
But first, what does my missive say, Marsh?
Your missive says that in your previous home, there are stirrings of what can only be described as a poltergeist. And no one there knows how to put it to rest or deal with it, but they know that you are now one of the coven, and perhaps you could do so.
That's so good. And by previous home, I think we established that we used to live in the city before we moved with our parents into the woods.
That is a previous home. But
Yeah.
I think before that, even,
Oh.
all souls come from a place.
Yo. Holy shit.
I think Jan, this coin that I have buried in my garden and entrapped the spirit in, has sunk deep and deep and deep and deep and deep into the underworld. And it is causing trouble with how the souls pass over. I think that is told to me, and because of my power over them, I am going to take Old Cat, who is the ruler of the underworld, and I am going to make my first journey into the underworld.
Okay. I get to say my piece about that, though, right?
Yes.
Wayla, it's none of our business. Who are these people to us? That all they've done is, cause havoc. We have no responsibility to them.
What is our place, sister? Why have we been given these gifts if not to use them to help people?
We're here to help the people who can do something for us in turn, not those who have harmed us.
I don't believe that's true. I think we are a bridge. At least I am, and in a more mystical sense of things, this is the task I've been given. These are the threads that fate has spun for me, and you've done it before. You've gone there, and I'm going to take Old Cat with me, and Zay have a control over things there. I think it will be better.
Well, I know if I tell you no, you're just going to sneak out anyway. So, Just promise me you'll be safe.
I'm not a liar, and I will not be safe. But I will promise you I can do my best.
I'm going to put my hands on your shoulders unintentionally, lining them up perfectly with the handprints on your skin. I can't lose you. Don't be reckless.
Yes, sister.
Okay. And yeah, I'll give you a little kiss on your forehead and I will give up my only wisdom card.
Oh. Thanks.
Two of Swords.
I mean, so this is the Eight of Cups. So to solve it with wisdom, you would need 24.
Oh, fuck!
So
How many do you have?
6?
yeah, I can't.
Tripled? You have 6 tripled.
No. I have
Just-
6.
Girl.
Oops.
So I'll just hold on to the wisdom cards I have because you're not
Yeah.
gonna.
Because you're fucked either way. God.
I'm gonna go to Marsh, and they're kind of in torpor at the moment.
She is in bed. Oh no.
I'll be back, sister.
Good luck. Good luck.
Oh, no.
I'm just in the doorway, shadow across my face, holding a cat. I'll be back. And I'm gonna fall prey to folly.
Oh God.
I'm going to stumble into a contract I don't understand.
Oh,
Girl.
And as I meet Jan in the underworld, they make me sign. They make me sign something that, because I cannot tell a lie, they trick me.
mm.
And this contract,
You did say the dead cannot lie.
the dead
Although
cannot.
I guess they can use complex legal terminology.
But I am very, very much tied. That is my power. That is my magic. Is the ghosts. I cannot lie. I do not lie.
Mm-hmm.
I tell truths, and the truth that I tell is that old cat has not been doing their job. They have been with us, and therefore they lose dominion over the underworld, and Jan gains dominion over the underworld.
Fuck. Oh no.
And I get a wisdom card.
Yay.
It's the 6 of Wands. Yay! I have 12.
Great 2 seconds ago.
Okay.
Old cat's gonna be so mad. Gonna be a grumpy little kitty.
Like Z wasn't already.
Yeah, I know, right?
Cam, you're muted.
I'm not saying anything.
Oh.
Well,
You have to solve this, Calder. I already I fell prey.
Oh wait, we haven't. Oh, I haven't done anything yet. Shit.
right.
Whoa. That was all so good. I just assumed that was it. All right. Oh, I gave you my only fucking wisdom card and it was a 2. Let me look at my folly list.
Now just remember, if
Yeah.
you fall prey to folly, we fail this challenge because
I'm
Marsh
aware.
is not allowed to do anything.
I'm aware.
I love it.
And I think that works for this. I think you don't come back in time, or you don't come back as quick as I'd like you to. I get scared. I run to the gate. I'm going, I'm going to lose another memory and go in to look for you. And the folly I'm falling prey to is fail to act until it's too late.
Mm.
We've established that it's really hard to find specific people in the underworld because everyone who has ever died is there. I learned this the hard way when I went looking for our parents all those years ago. But I think I do find you, and I find you just as the papers are signed.
Oof. Okay. So we have fallen prey to follies, and we have failed this challenge. When we fail to solve a challenge, yes, you do get a wisdom credit. You get the 5 of Swords.
Yay.
And we now have to pick one of the penalties. Each of us have to pick one of these penalties. They can all be the same. Doing so might prove foolish. We can describe how the kingdom's ignorance, poverty, or despair worsens, how the coven can tell and update and how we can tell, and then we'll update the kingdom page accordingly. We can describe how one of the sanctuary's resources, friends, or wonders is lost, desecrated, or destroyed, and we'll strike it from the sanctuary page. Or we can worsen the underworld's claim over us on the underworld page, which is what I am going to do. I am going to worsen the underworld's claim over me. And I have to add a new folly to my page. It is very fitting. I have to plead with the underworld for aid. The new ruler, Jan, is the one causing these issues. And I beg him. I offer him anything he desires after he has tricked me to stop what he is doing and let me and my sister go. And now that is added to my follies. Plead the underworld for aid.
Oh, God. Can you read what the other options were?
Yes, I can. So you may also worsen the underworld's claim over you.
Mm-hmm.
Get rid of a resource, a friend, or a wonder, or describe how the kingdom's ignorance, poverty, or despair worsens and how we can tell.
Okay. This might feel like a bit of a cop-out, and if we think it is, I will totally gladly make things worse for myself. But Old Cat is no longer the ruler of the underworld. Z is just an old cat now.
You gonna cross him out?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think because he's not a resource anymore, technically. He's just a cat.
Oops. We're down to
Doesn't
one
mean-
friend.
And it's fucking Tristan. Great.
You're fucking Tristan?
No.
That's what you said. I'm sorry.
That's not what I said. Oh my God.
Thinking about it, though.
Sister.
I'm not thinking about
Such base desires.
I am this close, Wayla.
I'm going to be in my room.
You are lucky that you are 18 and I feel weird grounding you.
Please do not touch me. Okay, Marsh. Would you like to describe how something in the kingdom happens, get rid of a resource for a wonder, or worsen the underworld's claim over you?
So in the kingdom, the general health is falling short. There was that problem with the white mucusy ears thing, and now there's people getting sick when they eat, and there's all sorts of things going on, and they're getting not just depressed psychologically, but also economically from all the people that are unable to put in as much work as they otherwise could do. And so the country is falling into a depression.
Great.
So you are going to worsen the despair of the kingdom?
Yeah.
Great. We now have to cross out a national joy, describing how it is ruined for everyone. And our joys are a world-famous performer, Wela the Phantasmagorist, a prestigious university, or the ubiquitous national animal, which is a shrew. Those are the three joys of the kingdom of Armage.
My pitch would be, since you've fallen under so many afflictions lately, Wayla, maybe you can't perform anymore.
I think that is pretty accurate. And I think that I no longer have a desire to do such.
Fuck.
Oops.
Also, do you want to pick memories we don't have anymore for each other? Because we both went down there again.
I do, yes. I think you lost the memory of why the handprints appear on people's body.
Ow. Okay. Fuck. I had this planned ahead of time. This is not me just being mean because you just did that. I think, particularly because you were so little when it happened, you can't remember what our mother's face looked like anymore.
Ah!
Wow.
I think that's accurate. Challenge card. Gone. We failed. New challenge.
That sucked.
The 3 of Wands.
Ooh, a low number. I like it.
Thank God.
Okay. This one will be solved with a total wisdom of 9. The 3 of Wands. The Fool reads on page 94 of the PDF. I have awoken without warning or fanfare, with a horrifying mark of the underworld's menace on my face.
Oh!
Worsen the underworld's claim on me, and I'll discard a wisdom card. I can't even leave the sanctuary without inspiring fear and alarm in the kingdom's populace. How do I get rid of the mark? The mark is white ichor continuously pouring out of my nose, my eyes, my mouth, and my ears. It does not stop, no matter how often I wipe it away. Looks like I am crying profusely, wailing over what we have lost in the underworld, and I will get rid of the wisdom card my sister gave me, the 2 of Swords. I will also fall prey to a folly.
You can do both? Oh, no, that was the condition you had to.
That was the condition of the challenge.
Oh,
this
God.
is how I fall. Oh, before that, I do worsen the underworld's claim on me. So how that manifests is I have learned what the underworld ruler desires and why. Write it below. From now on, add 1+ card value to all wand challenges. So this is now a 4 of Wands.
Oh, Jesus. That includes this?
Yeah, from now on.
Uh, oh, so I can't. Fuck. So I still can't use wisdom.
To wand challenges. And Jan comes to me in a vision and tells me what he desires most of all is for me to join him as a bride in the underworld, to rule along his side. And to do that, everybody I know on the surface world has to die. That is why he caused the sickness in the kingdom. That is why he was actively trying to stop souls from entering the underworld, is so that I would go down there and join him. And I will use my folly, plead with the underworld for aid. I will go back into the underworld so soon after I left.
Girl.
And I will speak with Jan. I will ask him to stop this. I will ask him to cure me. And that is when I learn for him to stop perpetually causing terror on the kingdom of Armage. I have to sacrifice my life and join him.
You're not doing that though, right?
But I'm not doing that. And I find a way to leave.
Okay.
But I do lose another memory. And I think it's only fitting that Marsh tells me what I lose.
Oh my gosh. Oh, you are losing. Whew. I think you're losing your worst nightmare.
Oh. It can be good.
I don't think we even have to describe what that is because it no longer exists.
Yeah, okay, cool. So how much total wisdom would be needed to take care of this?
12, I guess. Since it's
And then
4
I get
now.
a wisdom card, which is the 6 of Cups.
Oh, so only the amount needed is tripled, not the amount that we have.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
Damn it. Okay. I gotta use magic again then, because I can't. This sucks. Yeah. Because I can't have us failing this. All right. I forget. Did you say previously that the blackened coin that's already been burned?
Yeah, it was cast into fire to trap Jan, and then it sunk into the underworld.
Okay. God. Because I want to use magic, but I don't want to go back to the underworld because I've been doing that a lot. Okay. I'm going to blacken lively. It was already crossed out. And I'm going to replace it with I'm gonna replace it with terrified. And I think the way I do this is we have this I think it's called an orrery in our sanctuary, one of those big like planetarium model things.
Mm-hmm.
I think without entering the underworld, I'm able to pinpoint the underworld on the orrery and strike it from there. This takes a lot out of me. And I'm going to, I don't know if I kill him, but I'm going to somehow disable or mitigate the threat of Jan from a great distance. And I think the way that ties into what I just blackened, I think the waves of that are heard all over the underworld. And I think some angry spirits are trying to haunt me in revenge. So I think I'm now just constantly looking over my shoulder. Just like I already wasn't getting a lot of sleep. I think that's probably worse now. The lack of focus that I'm able to have on my work, I think there's even less of it. But I can't let anything happen to my sisters. And then Marsh, you're back, right?
Yes. I am in fact back. And I think that I'm going to solve this one with wisdom. So I've got 7 of cups and the 4 of swords. That adds up to 9 of pentacles and 4 of swords adds up to 13, which is 1 more than I need.
You have the 9 of Pentacles, 7 of Cups, Lord of Wands, and the Spirit of Pentacles.
Why
A 4 of Swords was a challenge card.
Oh, put that in the wrong spot.
But you do have more than enough.
Okay. Good. Excellent. So solving with wisdom. So Marsh will contact a tough, smart lawyer who has preferably one with billboards somewhere that talk about how tough and smart he is. Because that's how you know that they're good.
Oh, and also, correction. So Lord of is worth 13.
Ooh.
And a spirit is worth 12.
Ooh.
Damn.
Not just one.
Nice. Okay. Cool. So the lawyer will serve the new ruler of the underworld with papers as to vis-a-vis what it would take to get the hand of Wayla in marriage. And woven into it are all sorts of complicated things that technically an evil spirit would be able to do, but would be really, really difficult and take a long, long time. Just to make things really, really difficult to ever lay claim to the hand of our dear sister.
Amazing. And what wisdom card would you like to sacrifice?
Remind me what I have still.
You have a 7 of Cups, a 9 of Pentacles, a Lord of Wands, which is worth 13, and a Spirit of Pentacles, which is worth 12.
Jesus. Meanwhile, I have 5.
I'll use the Spirit of Pentacles.
So that card does not get discarded. It goes into the middle of our play space, and we will use it later.
Okay.
Great. And with that, we get another challenge. the Ace of Wands. So the ace is a page. So, oh no, it's just an ace. I'm a liar. Okay. Ace is an ace. The Magician reads on page 94.
Who that?
The Magician is the wild spirit.
Sweet. You haven't seen me coming or going for some time, and that is because a menace from the underworld has reached out and ensnared me in my most private place.
Again?
Worse than the underworld's claim over me, and I'll discard a wisdom card. Now that the two of you found where I'm caught, how do we get me free?
God.
Discard a wisdom card. I guess I'll discard the 7 of Cups.
That's an oof right there.
That's a big ol' oof.
Okay. And then the claim grows stronger on the wild spirit.
Mm-hmm.
Number 2, you have
This
learned
underworld.
you have learned the underworld's ruler's strengths and powers. Write them below. From now on, add +1 to value of all wand cards. So this Ace of Wands is now a 3 of Wands. We need 9 to solve it with wisdom.
Jeez. Okay.
Oof.
9 combined? Like, can we pool ours?
We may not pool.
Oh.
That is not for a trouble. I think we can do that in trials, but not for troubles.
Okay. Okay, wait, so where do we find you?
My most private place, which is a closet, a large storage closet that we have at the back of our little soup kitchen / orphanage that we've got set up.
Wayla, do you want to go first for this one?
Yes, I'll go first.
Because I need to think.
I have been cured of my abhorredness, but because of this, because of all of the problems that the underworld has been causing, and because I know now why, I lock myself in my room. And I think if I am not seen, if I am not heard, if I lay low, then it will all go away. I think I go sulk in frustration. That nothing I do is ever enough, and it just keeps getting worse. And I am going to draw 2 cards, but be physically absent from the next challenge.
Oh no! Shit!
Oh, wow.
I get the Lord of Swords, which is 13, and the 9 of Wands.
Okay.
Whew.
Marsh, do you want to go or should I?
I am the one that's helpless and hurt here,
Okay.
so you should go first.
What is the number we'd need for Ace? Is that
So Ace is a 1, but because of the claims on Wayla and Marsh, all wands are increased by 2. So
Okay.
we'll need a total of 9 wisdom to solve this challenge.
Wait.
Yep.
2 tripled?
3 tripled.
tripled.
Oh,
So 1
God.
plus 1 plus 1.
Okay. Damn. Fuck. I really don't know what to do then, because I feel like I need more wisdom, but I don't want this to happen. Okay. Fuck. Okay. I think I am gonna I think I am gonna do a folly. I think when I find Marsh and I see the state you're in,
Mhm.
I think I'm going to I make something and I don't tell you what it is. I tell you to just drink it. I'm going to withhold vital information from my coven mate.
Okay.
And it makes you feel better. It does mitigate the problem. Wayla, what else does it do?
It also... Oof. For an unforeseen amount of time, you are disconnected from your magic.
Oh shit, man.
Oh no. Okay. Yeah. No. Yeah.
You feel
And
the weight of time on you like you've never felt it before, Marsh.
and honestly, I think that was a little bit intentional. I think maybe it'll be good for you for once. Maybe you won't fucking kill another man in the streets by aging him until he is dust. And I don't tell you any of that. I'm withholding that information. I will take my wisdom now.
You hyperage one guy. I swear. Jesus.
You get the 2 of Pentacles!
Oh, great! 2! God! I feel like such a bad person, and it didn't even get me that much. God
He was
damn
out
it.
to get you, Julia.
You hate me just because I'm a control freak with gifted kid burnout.
All right. So after taking this potion and feeling time set in and hearing the clock tick, 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 one after the other in perfect order and harmony, so boring.
Mhm.
She steps away and goes to a private place in the forest and meditates, communes with nature as best she can, away from the tick-tocking of the clock, away from what constraints we mentally put onto time, away from minutes and seconds and hours. And she will use that time to become reconnected to herself and to stand up again and touch her own magic. And so I'm using the 9 of Pentacles as a wisdom solve for this.
Okay. Solve the problem with wisdom. This will go into the middle of our deck. The Ace of Wands. is no longer a problem for us. Discard it. Solving your own goddamn problems, no matter what the prompt asks the fuck of us.
Hey.
Next challenge. The Dreamer of Wands, which is, in this deck, the Dreamer is the page.
Okay.
So another Wands. We are getting bombarded by the underworld. Page of Wands, the Star reads, which is the Wild Spirit.
Indeed. Add a new menace to my page.
Oh my god.
A whispered voice that insists that I am the underworld's rightful ruler, and have confused myself for a mortal practitioner. How can we be sure of my true identity? If we solve this challenge with wisdom, I may recover a stricken source, but not a blackened one. The new menace, however, remains.
To solve this with wisdom, page counts for 11. We will need 33 wisdom to solve this.
That's fucking ridiculous. Oh my god.
Wayla is absent from this in
Oh,
her room.
I was
Oh
about
my
to ask you to go first.
god.
Okay.
What a
This
time.
sucks so bad. Can I use, well, no, even if I could use multiple of my cards, like that's not gonna fucking do anything. I have fucking 7 combined. Jesus. Okay. So just so I understand what's going on. So Marsh like thinks she's the ruler of the underworld. What is happening?
I'm being told
Oh,
that
okay.
I am the rightful ruler of the underworld
Yeah.
by a whispered voice.
That sounds like chide the foolishness of one of your coven mates. What on earth you have been ravaged by spirits for weeks now. What on earth makes you think that they see anything good in you, that they plan on treating you kindly? This isn't you, Marsh.
That's just it. You never can see the good in me.
I'm not trying to always be the bad guy. You two just keep getting into worse than trouble, whatever this is.
Well, maybe that's because I don't fit. Maybe that's because I'm supposed to be somewhere else.
I can't. This can't be you. I expect better from you.
Expecting. I feel like that is your primary activity, Calder. Expecting.
You know what? Yes, yes, I expect you to have some sense of self-preservation at the very least. I expect you to not go running into the hands of the people who are actively hurting you.
I mean, they believe in me, though.
What on earth makes you think that I don't?
Just the moment I say anything like, ooh, I could possibly be the ruler of the underworld, you are suddenly like, no, you can't be, because this is obviously a trick. Well, maybe I could be. I could be the ruler of the underworld.
I think I just walk out of the room because I can't with that shit.
You get a wisdom card. 10 of 1.
Hey,
Nice.
that's a big number.
And so I am Uh, yeah. So my folly of be goaded into making the wrong move. Uh, I think that especially after that conversation with Calder, uh, that Marsh is being led astray by this voice now and thinks that maybe it is time for a new leader of the underworld. So, yeah, folly.
Ace of Pentacles.
Ace, and ace is a 1.
An ace is a 1.
Lovely.
And we have failed this challenge.
Yep.
So
Oh,
each of us has to describe how the kingdom's ignorance, poverty, or despair worsens, or strike a resource, a friend, or a wonder, or worsen the underworld's claim on all of us. I think I know what I would like to do. The underworld is pushing into our realm. We are, this is not a new thing. I think this is what has been described as a lot of our challenges. We are seeing the fruits of these crises in the kingdom of Armage. There's despair in the kingdom, but mostly the people who are supposed to be the bridge, the protectors of the spirit and of the real, are quickly losing footing. All of us are slipping and squabbling and being attacked. And amongst all of this, the old monarch, Oberon, dies. And we lose the resource of the royal family's favor. I think
because
years
Knox
go
is saying
by.
that. Oh,
I think that this underworld assaults the town. There is plagues, there is whatever else you may. It is a kingdom of fallen despair at this moment. And we have done very little to help. So much so that the old doctrine of what witches are, what cannot be seen, what does not help, must be a bad thing. And as the new ruler arises, somebody who has been hurt by these witches, who bears the handprints of a witch on his body, comes into power,
uh-huh.
we lose favor of the royal family, and the town of Armage turns on us.
And if I may,
Fuck yes.
I think the night that Oberon dies, I go to see my friend Tristan for just one of our normal hanging out. But I think tonight I was maybe not planning on it, but just thinking maybe tonight I could be a little more honest with him about some feelings that I may or may not have. And I think we met in the woods and everything was normal at first. And then he tells a joke of some kind. I playfully bat his arm, not realizing that my hand will fit perfectly on that mark. And he will turn to me and he will say, "You know, I didn't really mind at first because it wasn't your fault. You couldn't have known. You still don't know, do you?" And I think guards will come out from hiding places in the trees. And I think that is how I learn who my friend Tristan truly is. And I will run as fast as my legs can carry me away.
And you are striking a friend off of our sanctuary.
Oh, I sure am.
Oh, fuck. We have no more
Prince
friends.
Knox. Prince Knox is no longer pretending to be my ally.
King Knox.
King Knox.
King Knox. And I, while watching all of this, we didn't solve that last one, so I still have a voice whispering into my ear.
Oh God.
So I'm getting closer to the underworld, and so I think that increasing its hold on me is what is appropriate for.
Okay. The underworld's hold increases its claim on the wild spirits. And you must add a binding that tightens whenever I resist to the menaces on your Covenmate page.
Binding that tightens whenever I resist. Ooh.
I don't think we have to define that now, but I do think it will come into play.
When you say that
Fail.
years pass, are we fast forwarding in time, or are we saying that will happen as time goes on?
I think we fast forward in time. I think like 5 years have gone past.
Oh shit, okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
Page of Wands, Dreamer of Wands, discarded.
Oh, I'm 33.
New challenge. We have 2 more challenges. Or we have 1 more challenge depending on how we want to solve this.
Oh?
And once more, it is a wand, the 5 of Wands. The moon reads.
Oh, okay.
This is page 95 on the PDF.
All right. You said 5 of wands?
5 of Wands.
Okay. The kingdom's citizens have been treating me with even more fear and suspicion than normal, and even the sanctuary's mortal friends, what friends, react the same way. I must discard a wisdom card or else strike a source. It turns out that they're seeing me as a manifestation of the underworld's menace against me, although nothing looks different to any of us. How can we break this illusion?
I do want to say that the card itself is very fitting for Calder. It is a boat traveling on the water.
Okay. It says strike a source, not blacken, right? Oh, okay. This works perfectly, actually. I think I'm going to strike that I see value in the company of others. Or actually, my friends. I'm going to strike seeing value in my friends because I think I still see value in the 2 of you. So I no longer see value in my friends. Fuck them hoes. And then, as for their seeing me as a manifestation of the underworld's menace against me, one of my manifestations is stolen breath. I think on the days when I do dare to venture out into Armage, which is so rare now, they see me as this wisping figure of smoke and steam and air that just wanders. And when I speak, they cannot hear me. It just sounds like gasping for breath.
Wayla, finally, after years of isolation,
Oh, no. That's what we're saying? Oh.
leaves the sanctuary. Her garden has long been abandoned. But there is one plant that has grown rampant, and that is nightshade. In the dead of night, looking at the garden, she sees where the coin is buried. Knowing that her true power is not of healing, not of herb, not of this dead garden, but of the ghosts of the underworld, she briefly considers summoning or unearthing Jan trapped in that coin to lay waste to the town of Armage that has slowly become more of an enemy to them. And then she looks at the nightshade and thinks there is a more clever way to solve this problem. With a few clippings, she dons her old disguise as the performer and makes her way into town. It has been years since this performer has been to Armage, and there is a hustle and a bustle, and the town gossip soon spreads to King Knox's castle. And she is granted audience with the king. It is there that Knox and a few quarters witness the phantasmagoria, in which she serves them all a tea from what she has picked from the garden.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
And then she packs up her things, knowing what she has done, knowing that to harm a witch is probably the most foolish thing a mortal man can do, but to harm Wayla's sister is probably the most dangerous. And I'm going to solve this problem with wisdom.
Oh my
as I
god.
killed the king of Armage.
Oh my god. Also, just to clarify, you say you haven't left the sanctuary in years, but we've seen you, right? Like, you've left your room.
Yes.
Okay. Okay.
So this is a
Cool.
7 of wands. But 5 of wands plus 2. So what is 7 times 3? 21?
Yes.
Yeah.
Right? Okay. 12 and 9 is 21. These will go into the center. Oh, and this is the perfect image.
Oh god. This is so
Snake in a
bad.
bottle.
Nice.
God. Marsh, do you want to go?
Yeah. You know, it's not enough. It's not enough that the bastards who persecute our sister die in pain. Their legacy must go. And so dropping so much of what she feels is holding her back, Marsh goes to the castle and the keep and the surrounding area, where the places where those who rule reside. And there she raises her arms and reaches for her power and reaches deeper than she's ever reached to age all of this into ruin. That no one ever look upon this place and think again of harming a witch. And so I'm solving this with magic. And I am darkening. I already scratched off will listen to reason. But this is now turning into deep down I am caring, afraid, and the doom of the nation.
Bruh. Okay. I think upon hearing news of what has happened to the castle and to the king, it's impossible for you two to keep a secret of this magnitude from me. As soon as I hear, I know instantly what happened and what you both did. And I think you both find me in the foyer of our home with a big bag over my shoulders. And the hair is a lot more noticeably silvery now. The posture has worsened. You both know that everything I have ever done has only been to keep you both safe. But you are not little anymore, so I suppose you don't really need me for that, huh? I want you both to know that there is nothing you could ever do that would make me not love you and not be endlessly proud of you, but I wanted to kill him. I wanted to see his eyes. So I just need a little time. You two can take care of yourselves for a few days, I'm sure. You never really needed me, did you?
I think we'll always need you.
We are not complete without you, sister.
I'll come back. I just need some space, okay? I'll come back, I promise. I always do. And I'm going to depart on mysterious business, draw 2 cards, but be physically absent next challenge.
Great. There's 1 card left,
And it's mine.
and it is the Lord of Pentacles.
Hell yeah. That's
And with
13?
that, we end the troubles and come and shut close chapter 2 of Wickedness. And we're going to take a short break, and we will pick up with the trials.
We sad yet?
Ooh. Fuck, dude. That got a lot.
Yeah, I got
Okay.
it.
Woohoo.
It just kept going.
Just keep going. We'll be back. We'll be back.
All right, bye. Ah.
Do I know how to do this? No. Show a 10-minute timer. There we go.
Okay.
Welcome back, everyone, to Wickedness, Troubles, and Trials. Before the break, we finished Chapter 2 of Wickedness by M Veselak, and us three sisters
It
got
went
very
great.
sad and very vengeful. We are now starting the trials. So, how the trials work are out of all of the cards discarded by us. Now, that's not the challenges that we have completed, those have been stricken from the game. But every time that we used wisdom to solve a problem, those cards were put in the middle, the discard pile. Those cards have now been sorted into ascending order. So lowest value is on the top of the deck, highest value is on the bottom of the deck, and those have become our new challenge deck. We can solve challenges the same way we did in Chapter 2 by falling prey to folly, by using true magic, by using wisdom, but there is also one more thing that we can do. We can also learn from the past. So, what that means is you tell us how the challenge presents with an opportunity to repeat one of your follies. How you realize, resist, and alter the pattern this time around, and what this change might mean moving forward. Then we cross out that folly and recover a stricken but not blackened source. Let it be known, choosing this option does not help solve the challenge. We can only solve the challenge by true magic and by using wisdom. But, sisters, we need to save our wisdom and our wisdom cards for the finale. That is when they will come in very handy. This is not to say we cannot use them now, though. Without
So,
further ado, oh,
point
your
of order.
question.
Yeah,
Yes.
because I was technically supposed to get 2 for leaving, but I took the
Mhm.
last one. Do I
Yes.
get another one, or am I fucked?
I say fuck it. Let's give you another one.
Thank
We started
you.
with half the deck. Why can't you get another one? Tell me when.
When?
9 of Cups.
Nice. And also, to be clear, does using magic still cause us to strike and blacken things?
Yes, it does.
Okay.
Our sources are still our sources. They can still be stricken. They can still be blackened. Our wisdom is still our wisdom. We just have an extra option now.
Okay.
Are you ready for the next challenge?
Okay. I mean, I guess.
It is the 6 of Cups. This is on page 107 of the PDF. The Fool reads, I want to know how the two of you first met and who you were to each other back before we were a coven. I approach one of you to beg the story out of and ask 6 questions. When my curiosity is sated or your patience expires, the third covenant, who is eavesdropping, may take me aside to correct the story. If I get the truth, we solve the challenge. If I don't deserve to hear it, we fail. So this will not be solved by magic. It will not be solved by wisdom.
Okay.
As Calder has left,
Yep.
I go to Marsh and I start asking you questions about the time before I was born. Looking at this, it looks like a mirror. Oh, that looks like Wayla in the mirror if you look at this
Oh
card.
no! God.
My first question to Marsh is, Marsh, was Calder always this worried? You're muted. Marsh, you're muted.
Oh, that damn mute spell. I forgot that I'd cast that.
What can you say?
No. Calder used to be more carefree. I mean, they've always had kind of a stick up, but not like today. I mean, not like today, not like you would better not disobey or anything like that. No, I think it was, the loss of everyone.
That makes sense. There was a time when you two weren't on your own. How did you come into your powers? How did you find your magics?
Well, it happened. It happens young. In my case, I was sitting waiting for my turn at a game of marbles, and I just needed it to go faster, and then it did go faster, and that was my first clue of what I had in touch of me. But I don't want to tell Calder's story for them.
You weren't a coven though back then, right? We had our parents.
Mm-hmm.
What did you do with your magics? Why did you
Well,
think they were important?
because they are so important. Because when you touch them, you're touching the truth behind the world. So how can it be wrong?
I don't know if truth is always right, Marsh. I understand why Calder keeps things from us. You said she's always had a stick up her ass, but were they so secretive when you were younger? Or were you too closer?
Yeah, the secrets were always between the two of us when we were young, and away from everybody else. They were our secrets. I miss that.
Why couldn't Calder get them back from the underworld, our parents? Why didn't you help? Why didn't you go with them?
I don't know why is the sky blue. Why does anything happen? Some things are just happen the way that they're meant to.
Marsh, some things do happen the way they are meant to, but that was an active choice that you made. It is not why the sky is blue. What made you make that choice? It's okay if you were scared. I don't see any of your handprints on me.
It's the memories. I can't. A person is the sum of their memories, and if I lose those, I'm losing so much. I couldn't there wasn't a memory that I could, even the hard times are precious. You don't understand. You don't understand.
No, I understand. I don't judge you. I simply look for more understanding. I think it's a good thing she didn't find them.
Don't tell her that.
There's a natural order to things. It's just the way things should be. What were they like? What were they like when you were keeping secrets from them, just the two of you?
They were so tall. And Calder was tall too back then to me. But yeah, it was like the world was different because they were in it. You know? It's like there was a force field, a buffer, something that would keep all of the bad stuff out and let us just be kids. And then they went away and that was gone. And we didn't get to be kids anymore. And Calder has not had a single childish thought since.
Can I tell you a secret?
You can tell me a secret.
I think she was looking in the wrong place. I don't. I think they just left. I don't hear them. And I hear everyone who comes through. I've never heard them. Not until the town was aged to dust did I hear them. And I think that's okay. Because it made us stronger. That voice you hear, Marsh, is it still there?
No.
I'm sorry. Tell me one more thing. One more thing before I go to bed. One more good thing.
The world is better with you in it.
The world is better with you in it, Marsh. And Wayla goes to bed. And I think that night, Calder comes home.
Yep.
Now, there is a second part to this challenge.
Yes, there is.
What part of the story has to be corrected?
I wouldn't say corrected, because I think a lot of what Marsh said is true, but there are things that Marsh didn't know that I do know.
Do I deserve to hear it?
You don't know unless you ask.
Calder,
What are you still doing up?
I saw you come home.
Oh, I'm sorry. About
Why?
I think I've been treating you like a child for a long time, and in truth, it's hard not to see you as one, but that's not fair, and I'm sorry.
Would you have done things differently?
If I had known, perhaps, but I don't know. I can't really say.
Then do not apologize.
You're so good.
I don't know if I believe in good. I believe in the balance of things. Did Marsh tell you about what we talked about? What we talked about?
Did she?
Nah.
No. What?
I think looking at you, our hair looks the same at this point.
Okay.
I think I have grown up to resemble you in a lot of ways, physically being one of them.
Yeah.
If I told you our parents left because of me, would you still be sorry for the way you treated me?
But Wayla, that didn't happen. Why would you even say that? You don't have to worry about that. They died.
But if I told you, and it was true, and it did happen, how would you feel about me?
You were so little. You were a child. I can't imagine any good reason they would have had, so I don't think I'd blame you. Well, I mean, there are other things that I blamed you for that I shouldn't have, but that's school I wanted to go to. It's all ridiculous now. It doesn't matter, Wayla. I searched high and low for them, but you can't speak the names of the dead, and you yell mother and father, and 1,000 people turn their heads, so there was no way I ever could have found them.
What if you looked now?
I wouldn't want to. I'm too different now. I don't think they'd be happy if they saw me.
Tell me something you've never told me before.
Okay. I've always envied you. And how happy you always were. And I wished so many times when you were growing up that I could be as naive and silly and happy as you were. And I wish you had grown up to be a little more like Marsh and a little less like me. I miss you.
I don't know if I believe in happiness, but I do believe in the balance of things. Good night, Calder.
Wayla, and I think I hug you.
Oh. I think I got the truth. I think we solved that challenge.
I'm gonna cry.
That's adorable. Next one!
Oh god, that was the first one?
That was
Of
the first
one.
Holy shit.
We're getting into the reads.
Do we get
Oh,
anything from that? Do any of the unblackenings happen?
We did not fail, so things do not get worse.
I mean, it felt like there was healing there.
It felt like there was healing there. It felt yes. So now we are at the 6 of Wands. The sun reads. That's me. A denizen from the underworld has stolen my voice and is riding around the countryside on its strange steed. I must discard a wisdom card or else strike a source. The holder of the star will tell us how it tricked my speech away from me, and the holder of the moon will tell us what strange declarations it's making across the country. How can we put an end to this chicanery and restore my voice? I'm going to strike a source. Deep down, I no longer think I am innocent.
fuck. That works, but ow.
Mm.
Jesus, this is so messed up.
And Marsh, how has this denizen tricked my speech away from me?
I think that you were lured out into the garden by what looked like something growing where nothing had been growing before. And as you reached down to grab it, it grabbed you in return and pulled not on you but on that which was within you to sort of drain your voice away from you and take it down to its new owner. You know who that is. You know who stole your voice.
Yeah, I believe this spirit holds a striking resemblance. Striking? It's a long day, y'all. Long day. I think the king that you murdered is going around telling the truth of what you did to any who will listen. Knox was not a forgiving man.
Holy shit.
Even
Okay.
when he was Tristan.
Okay. I think because of that, I am going to fall prey to a folly.
Oh, God. Oh, but that's good now.
I think. No. So learning from the past strikes a folly and revives a stricken source.
Oh,
But I'm not going to do that.
cool.
I am going to I am going to reveal too much, endangering the coven.
Oh.
The kingdom of Armage has been aged to dust, but the kingdom reaches wider than just where people live. There are lands and fiefdoms, and those countrysides of orchards and vineyards. I go along them and I try to use my magic to stop this spirit in its tracks, to catch it. In doing so, I think I plant deadly nightshade to ensnare it, to bind it. But that nightshade grows rapidly, like an invasive species, and disrupts the vineyards and the orchards, and just proves what Knox has been saying in my voice, that I am deadly and have a knack for poisoning everybody around me. I'm going to take a wisdom.
Oops.
This is the 9 of Pentacles.
Good one.
So does learning from the past contribute to solving the problem?
It does not.
Okay.
It only gives you back the source that has been stricken. And it crosses out a folly.
I think I am still going to do that. And I think I go with you. I think we do this together. And instead of chiding the foolishness of one of my coven mates, after seeing this display, which if you had done this years ago, I would have been so goddamn angry. Oh my god, are you fucking kidding me? But things are different now. And I think seeing the reaction of people, seeing how these rumors are now basically confirmed, I think as we're running back home, you see me do something that you haven't seen in years, which is we're on the backs of our horses and I am laughing uproariously. And I take your hand. That was incredible. That was amazing, Wayla. I know. We still need to, I'll work on it. But if that's how they see us, we all go down together. Fuck them. I'm proud of you. What? What did I do? You need to write this down. I can't. And I just like cup the side of your face. And yeah, the source that I will regain. This doesn't reverse a blackened one, only a struck one, right?
Not a blackened, just a stricken source.
Then I see value in my friends again.
Oh.
Because now we know who our real friends are.
Oh.
All right. Well, somebody's got to defeat this issue, and it's gonna be me. So,
Doesn't have to
Marsh's. Nah, let's not fail.
Yeah, let's not.
Marsh is. What is? Yeah, Marsh is going out to the places where there's some resentment of Wayla from what happened. And she's stalking them so that they forget about Wayla and only remember the old scary witch that stalks their crops in the night.
Who are you doing this to?
Anyone and everyone that is being just that's spreading rumors about our Wayla. Can't have it. And just use my magic to make myself a thing of unrecognizable nature that will put the fear into them that they will never not even think about that witch girl who planted Nightshade. Whatever. There's much more scary things out there. And so I will use magic, and I will, instead of being, I am no longer strong. I'm no longer strong. How sad.
Damn.
How sad. But we do succeed that challenge, and we move on to the next one. The 9 of Wands. The moon reads.
Dear God.
on
Oh, that's
page
me.
96.
96. It was 9.
9.
Okay. Oh boy. I've had a strange dream involving my underworld menace, which we will collectively describe. And since then, my power has been unreliable, failing at the worst times. Put this challenge card on top of the moon until I can spend 13 wisdom to solve it. It remains, blocking off my use of magic. No one else may solve it for me, but we'll move on to the next challenge.
Oh my gosh.
That's
Holy
so
fuck.
bad for me. Oh wait, but I have a card that is 13, right? I have a
You
lord.
do. You have the Lord of Pentacles.
Okay, so I will. Okay, oh, Jesus. So I will be able to do that. That'll just suck later. God. Okay.
Okay. So,
Um,
who is your menace?
Well, I have the one we haven't played with as much as Stolen Breath, but we have Stolen Breath or False Memories. And who says the two can't go hand in hand?
True.
True.
Why did I say that?
Stolen breath, false memories. Oh. I think you have travel magic, right?
Yes, that is. Yeah.
I think the conversation Wayla had with Marsh was very true.
Yeah.
I think something that Wayla said to you about if you check now, do you think you will find them? Kind of rings in your head.
Mm-hmm.
And I think you kind of understand the witchy riddle that was that statement or that question.
I don't know if Julia does, to be honest, but yeah.
That your parents traveled away from us.
Right. Yeah.
That they did not die. That they took the aspect of your magic to move away, to move from one thing, and they used it to completely upend your life.
I think when you said that, I was like, no, there's no way, obviously, but it just hasn't left. And I think part of this dream is I'm 18 years old again. I'm standing on a hill and I'm just watching them walk away. And I'm screaming for them. I'm crying for them. I can't move, but I'm reaching. I'm doing everything in my power to try to get them to turn around, and they just don't. And I wake up gasping as though someone were holding me underwater.
Marsh, what do you add to the dream?
As that is occurring in the background, there's a darkness, and it seems so far away, just over the horizon. But every time you glance away in this dream from what you've been fixating on, the darkness is closer.
Cool.
So this card is now yours.
But I'm spending my Lord of whatever the fuck to get rid of that guy. Get out of here. No.
Okay.
Lord of Pentacles. Not in my house. I'm not dealing with that shit forever.
Discard the Lord of Pentacles and get rid of the Knight of Wands. It goes into the middle. A last challenge. Spirit of Pentacles, which is the Knight of Pentacles, which is the Knight of Coins. It's probably the most menacing looking card. Just this weird tree demon under the moon.
I'm so scared.
The Magician reads. This is Marsh.
Guess I find the page.
It's on page 103, Knight of Coins.
There we are. The merchant caravans carrying our spell reagents, amongst other precious things, have been blockaded by a great beast. The pure heart will decide what dreadful form it takes, and the old soul will tell us its terrible power. If we're going to practice our craft undiminished, the creature must be dealt with. And if we solve this challenge with wisdom, we may add a new wonder to our sanctuary.
This being is a large tree. It is a tree with blackened bark that stretches up, 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 up into the sky. Its foliage, its leaves as black as the bark itself, block out the sun. And in the middle of this tree, there is a coin that burns white hot.
Oh my god.
And anything that touches this tree instantly erupts into flame and is turned to ash to feed it, and it grows taller.
And I think its power. I think if those flames touch you, the scars never heal. And they never stop hurting. And I think upon seeing this, regardless of whatever is true, if our parents did not in fact die but left, I don't remember, because the first time I went to the underworld, the memory I gave up was the circumstances of their demise. Or disappearing, whatever it is now. I thought I knew. Wayla thinks it's because of her. I know it's because of me. I wasn't good enough. I wasn't good enough at magic. I wasn't good enough at being a daughter. Whatever it is, I'm going to own that shit now. So I think, standing before this tree, I unclasp this cloak, this little forest green capelet that's been my favorite piece of clothing that I own all my life, basically. I'm going to use my part of my travel magic is I can increase my speed, and when that happens, the cloak grows in size and length. And I think, swift as the wind, I wrap that cloak around this tree in order to smother the flame. And I am no longer tidy.
I think Wayla is going to learn from the past, seeing this coin embedded in this tree and knowing truly what this beast is. Before they would revere Jan, and probably would have made a humble offering, which would have been promptly rejected unless she were to join him as his bride. And she is going to threaten his very existence.
Fuck.
Knowing
yes.
what she is capable of, she screams out unholy curses that she had only heard from denizens of the underworld in a tongue that no mortal could ever speak. And I am going to cross out my folly, make a humble offer which is rejected, and I am going to uncross out, regain. Deep down, I think I am angry.
Fuck yes.
Love it. Love it. Meanwhile, Marsh. Meanwhile, Marsh.
Very time magic of you.
So meanwhile, Marsh. Sorry, it's just so cute.
Ignore me. I'm not here.
It's so adorable. I can't.
I'm muting. Ignore.
Wow. So yeah. Meanwhile, she's just trying to attack this guy just physically, and she's just feeling tough, like she can do anything. And she does something she really shouldn't, which is that she uses one of the merchant's carts as ammunition to throw at this thing, which is very effective and helps with the general fight, but does not help with the relations between the coven and the merchants at all. So I'm going with folly of escalate the hostility between the coven and another faction. Give me my card.
That's fine.
I'll give you a card. I think it's only fair, fitting. This is the last challenge. There are no more cards, but we'll just draw from the box.
That's so cool. That's like the thing we did like together. That's crazy.
Okay, Sera, tell me when.
Now.
Wait, never mind. Those are not cards you can get. That was literally cool. Okay, tell me when again.
Okay, now.
You get the Lord of Cups.
Lord of Cups, love it.
That art is awesome. That's so. Oh, it's a 13. Hell yeah.
Yeah, I've got 2 lords.
So that ends the trials as we destroy this tree. Wayla gets angry. Marsh destroys a merchant cart.
And Calder's a messy bitch.
Calder's a messy bitch. Smothering Yawn in her cloak. That will get rid of the Spirit of Pentacles, Knight of Coins. Move that out of the way. And these are our wisdom cards, which I will move to the top of the screen. Because now we are moving into the finale. In the finale, each of us receive our inevitable fates, which are represented by these cards right here.
Oh, God.
I will start by flipping over Marsha's cards.
So
Okay.
what?
I will give you the cards, and then based on what cards we have, we will then read the inevitable fates part of Wickedness, which is the finale. And it will give us more information. You will see. So, Marsh, your inevitable fates are the Dream Protector, which, let me translate all of these. These are a little different than the normal tarot. So the Dream Protector is the Emperor. the Emperor. You have the Hierophant. And you have Judgment.
I'm sure that's fine.
The Emperor, the Hierophant, and Judgment. Wayla has the Sorcerer. Which is the
Magician.
Devil.
Oh, the devil.
Sorcerer is the Devil.
Oh, fun.
Magician is part of the top of the three. The Dream Carrier, which is the Empress, I believe. Yes. And then either Death or the Tower.
Oh god.
Death, which is represented in my tarot as the Wise Fox.
I'm sure that's fine.
Calder has the Wisdom Teacher, which is the Hermit. Temperance. And the Tower. The Divine Tower. By process of elimination, I could tell the future. Okay. So, moving on to there are 3 more challenges left in the game. But before we get to those, let us read our inevitable fates. Whoever has the Devil card, which is me, Wayla, a denizen of the underworld. The player on the screen to my left, which I see as Marsh, will tell me whom, has offered to teach me the secrets of my true potential. If I agree to their training, I will strike the 3rd source from the 2nd line of my sources and gain a new folly, lose control over forces not meant for me. Then I'll claim the card beneath this one as an extension of my power. Marsh, who is this denizen?
Oh, honey, that's old. The cat. That's old cat.
Old cat?
Fuck yeah.
Oh. Oh no. Okay.
That's one we could potentially trust.
Which means I think Wayla, seeing after all of these years, old cat, they offer her just this unlimited control over the underworld. They are angry, Wayla is, at Jan for what they had done. I think it is coming right off of the incident with the tree. I think very similar to what Calder was feeling about what Wayla did to Knox. Wayla wanted to be the one to destroy Jan and was not given that opportunity, which is fitting because I had just gained it back, but now I strike off angry. Deep down, I am no longer angry because the source of my anger is destroyed. And I gain the folly, lose control over forces not meant for me. The Hermit. Do you want to read this one? It's on the inevitable fate. So it's the very, very last couple of pages. Actually, There it is. Okay, so it's page Inevitable Fates 115, The Hermit. Do you want me to read it? Do you want to read it, Julia?
Oh, I'm so sorry. I thought this was Sarah. I'll read it. Sorry, I fully.
You're so good.
Okay, it's The Hermit.
Yes.
Okay, I was fully waiting on Sarah. Okay. I have an opportunity to learn more about the very nature of magic itself, but it will require uninterrupted concentration and study, possibly for years. If I can bear to leave my coven mates behind for that long, I'll strike my friends from the second line of my sources, draw 2 wisdom cards of my choice from the discard pile, and claim the card beneath this one as an extension of my power. It's so funny because years ago, that was everything Calder had ever wanted, was to just be good at magic again. But I think I've let go of that need. I think because I think it stemmed from wanting to make my parents proud. And now I'm just living for myself. And after so many years of misery, I think the worst possible fate I could imagine is not being able to wake up every morning and have breakfast with my sisters. So I'm good.
Hell yeah. Okay. Now it is the Emperor.
That's me. One of the kingdom's leaders has half invited, half commanded me to come to the palace and serve as court magician. The position comes with prestige and influence, but will require me to be away from the sanctuary and coven, often for long periods. If I agree to take up the position, I'll strike either myself or my friends from the second line of my sources and claim the card beneath this one as an extension of my power. I'll also keep the Emperor Arcana, which I can use in place of wisdom to solve any one coins or swords challenge with my influence at court. If I do, I'll put the Emperor back in the box. That offer / command holds absolutely no interest to Marsh. And she will ignore it.
Also, like, who's left?
Right.
True.
Some fucking duke.
Some fucking duke.
Rather.
Wow.
Totally.
So only Wayla has taken the Empress as an extension of her power. Which I think, in terms of the story we have plotted out, was exactly what Jan predicted. As she's offered power over the underworld, I think that's where she stays.
No.
I think there is nobody to rule there. And so she takes the throne. She takes up the moniker. I do not think that means she doesn't come back every once in a while, because she is not her parents.
Okay.
But this leads us into the last challenges. So we move on to that page. Chapter 3 Trials. Whoever has drawn judgment will go first.
That's me.
So, you get to determine the fate of the kingdom. And you get to determine, this is on page 113, Kingdom Catastrophes. I'll just read the titles. Ignorance boils over, poverty stagnates, or despair looms.
Those all sound bad.
So a catastrophe has to happen, and I get to choose one of these three?
That is correct. But before that, I apologize. There's actually one more thing. So you have judgment. Read your inevitable fate on page 116 before you choose.
For judgment?
Yes.
Okay. The kingdom's leaders are finally coming to blows, fangs bared and claws bloodied. The player to my right will tell us what the final straw was. Which, yeah, I guess that's you. And
Yeah.
the player to my left will tell us what horrors will befall the kingdom if I do not intervene. This challenge takes.
I get this is the challenge. Those other ones are if are like the trackers of the kingdom reach a certain point. So
okay.
Forget that. Yeah.
Okay, and Marsh, if you were to Wayla's left, then I think I would be to your left.
Cool. Yes.
So Wayla would take the first half of that.
Okay. So this challenge takes 20 wisdom to solve, plus another wisdom for each point of ignorance, poverty, and despair, plus another 10 wisdom if the kingdom is at war. If I solve the challenge with wisdom, I'll tell you how I save the kingdom and what its future holds. If I can't, doom comes to the mortal world.
That's yeehaw.
Christ.
Okay, so each point of ignorance, poverty, and despair. What do we have in those?
We have 1 point in despair, 0 points in ignorance, and 0 points in poverty.
Okay, so it's a 21 wisdom challenge.
We are not at war because the kingdom has been decimated by the witches.
Yeah.
Nobody to send to war.
Cool.
Okay.
So the final straw was this fucking Duke.
It's always some fucking Duke.
They have seen how much of this kingdom has been thrown into disarray because of the lack of produce from the vineyards and the orchards. These witches have really thrown things into a tizzy. And when there is a power vacuum, there is a power grab. I think as this Duke grabs for power, it upsets all of the other small, middling houses that make up this kingdom of Armage. There is no real line of succession anymore. It is just whom they thought King Knox, liked the best. Yeah. So they are gathering up their missives that they might have got for him, quantifying the gifts that maybe they had received from him or the older monarch, Oberon, and nobody can come to a decision. So that's when war breaks out.
And I think the threat that we face, I mean, these people all obviously hate us, and they have good reason. I think maybe some of them fear us enough to want to leave us alone if they take power, but some, if they win this power grab, are going to come right for us with everything they've got.
Uh, 21, you say?
21.
Do you have that? Or we can pool now, right?
Yes. No. These challenges can only be solved with wisdom and only by the player who drew them.
So it's me. And that's fine because I have.
You have like a shit ton.
Yeah, I've got a whole bunch.
Thank God.
So I'll use my Lord of Wands and Lord of Cups.
Lord of Wands and Lord of Cups for a total of 26.
Yes.
Okay. How do you solve the problem?
I was gonna make a really dark joke. I shouldn't say that.
Uh-oh. Okay. So the kingdom is struggling with war, and Marsh gets tired of it. She gets tired of it. They're fighting for petty power over petty pieces of land for petty reasons with petty claims. And I just want it to stop. And so with a combination of diplomacy and magic, mostly meaning that if the diplomacy doesn't work, the magic will go ahead and remove whichever person was involved from the equation. So with a smooth blend of diplomacy and magic, she goes through the remainders of the royal families and negotiates a peace between them and a rule by a new system of let's see, she's going to try a theocracy. So we're going to go with a nature-based sort of druidic sect that will rule over the kingdom for a while, and we'll see how that goes.
Fuck yeah. And then do we still contribute to this? Or
if you would like.
I don't need to.
I think that's great. I think eventually it's a beautiful wrap up to the mortal world is that the wild takes over. Yes.
Yeah. Especially because the town was so industrial and like iron.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And time magic. Oh, yes.
Beautiful.
Okay. So that leads us to the second challenge, which is death. The underworld is out of balance. Its denizens amuck, and its menace bubbling up into the mortal world above. I must travel there and set things right. The player to my left will tell how the barrier between the worlds has changed, and the player to my right will tell us what surprise the ruler of that place has in store for me.
Well, you're the ruler now.
That is correct.
All right, so who's which?
So you were
So
to.
Marsh is to my left, Calder's
Yes.
to my right.
Yes. Okay.
Right, but which one of those was which?
Okay, so Marsh, you will explain how the barrier between the worlds has changed.
Okay.
Calder will explain what surprise I have for myself.
Thank you. The barrier between worlds has changed, and it's changed specifically because of Wayla. Because Wayla became the ruler of the underworld, being a being born in the natural world, just the nature of her being in control of everything has changed the nature and made it closer, brought it closer to the world we live in. So it's become easier for things to pass through.
And I think the way you surprise yourself is you remember all that you lost when you traveled here as a mortal. All the things you've forgotten are returned to you.
So this challenge takes 20 wisdom to solve. Plus 5 for every source that I have stricken, and I have stricken 4 of them.
Oh, no.
Plus another 10 if we failed to solve the judgment challenge, which we didn't.
Cool.
This challenge costs 40 wisdom to solve. I have a total of 9. A Lord, which is 13, so that is 22. And 26.
And we can't help you.
No one can help me. If I cannot solve this problem, I fill my Underworld's claim track and turn to the appropriate page on the interpretation guide, which is the abduction of the pure heart.
No.
The Fool reads, "The Underworld has abducted me to consume my heart and use me as a shield to walk unopposed by the coven or the gods. Each of you, take my hands in your own as I tell you how the forces of the underworld sweep over the kingdom. And you will tell me the futile lengths you go to save them. Or stop it. Together we'll decide what happens to each coven mate, to the sanctuary and all its friends. Finally, I will tell you both how sorry I am. And the game is over."
Oh my god.
That's not okay.
I take your hands and I tell you, the damage has already been done. I got here too late. They have been planning for so long. The shadows. Slowly they will take the place The doppelgangers will walk in place of the real. Can't you see it's already been happening? In a sad way, I think it already makes so much sense, doesn't it? Why else would this world be so broken? I can't stop them. But it does mean that this place, under here, where they put me in charge, I said I didn't believe in it before, Calder, but this is where the happiness is. I can't stop it. But come with me, and we could be together.
Of course. There's no me if there's no us.
Two of you are too much alike.
What are you saying?
How can you turn your back?
There's nothing else we can do.
Argue for your limitations and you get to keep them, Calder.
What?
We are the bridge, Marsh. Of mortal and of spirit. And the mortals, they hate us. And the spirits, they darken their hearts. What balance can we find if the bridge is broken?
There's no future for us in this world, but maybe we can build one in another. Please, Marsh.
We've failed this world. We were supposed to do better.
This world failed us long before we failed it. How is that fair?
Don't punish yourself by staying in it.
I know what forever means. And I can't endure that without you. But if we leave, how much of ourselves are we leaving behind?
All the parts I don't wish to return to.
The garden's already dried up.
We can be better.
Or we can just be. I don't know if I believe in better anymore.
Yes, that's it then. No looking back. Just the three of us. Marching into the next world.
I hug you, Marsh. It's going to be okay.
I'm going to need you to tell me that a few more times.
Gladly.
I am sorry. I can't help but shake the feeling if I wasn't born, maybe our parents would have stayed.
Wayla, no.
And maybe none of this would have happened.
If they... You are the last person I would ever leave. And if you were the reason, then I wouldn't have wanted them to stay to begin with.
Agreed. We'll choose you over them any day.
And for that, I'm sorry.
Don't be. Let's go.
Together.
And I think that's the end of our game. Thank you, all of you out there who watched us play this beautiful,
Holy shit.
emotional game of Wickedness, published by Possum Creek's Game, written by M Veselak. A beautiful tale of tarot and witchy magic. With that, signing off. Thanks for watching Streaming Rainbow, everybody. Have a good night.
Love y'all.